Katrina here from Scrappy Horses. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm working on a flower card. Something a little different, a little bit more contemporary than I usually do. And some bright, bold, eye-catching colors with sparkle. So definitely a little out of my comfort zone, but a lot of fun to create. So let's get started here in Cricut Design Space. First, I need to share that this card is for the Cut It Up challenge, where the theme is Send Me Flowers. So the requirement for this challenge is going to be for you to send us some flowers and to use die cuts. So I didn't use a floral die cut. I used more of a tag die cut to bring out my sentiment. So let's take a look at this. This is the inside liner where I'm going to write my message to my recipient. And it is simply a rectangle made with this cute paper from A Bit More Time to Craft. Now that was free, and they offered it up for free in March of 2022. And it's still there, so you can still get it. I will link that below because there are 6 different patterns. I'll bring them over and show them to you. Here they are. Aren't they cute? She named them Sugar Sweet, and there's 6 different digi-papers. And like I said, they're still there on the site, so you're welcome to go over and pick those up. Okay, so how did I do this? Well, my card blank measures 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So I knew I wanted my inside liner to fit inside of that. So here it is. I measured it at 5 by 3.69 inches. So I brought in a square, sized it appropriately. You can do it by hand by pulling down and then to the right, or you can type the numbers in up here. When you type the numbers in, be sure you unlock your lock by clicking, and you'll see that it unlocks it, and then you can type in your different numbers. If you leave it locked, it's going to remain a square. However, when you just push and pull, you don't have to unlock anything. Now, how did I get this? Well, I selected it, went to Basic Cut. I click that little down arrow. I say, I'd like to print then cut. Then I click the black square or the gray square, click color, go to pattern, and then I can choose any of these patterns that I would like. Now I filter them, and I filtered this probably by yellow would be my guess. So let's see, there it is right there. It doesn't look like it, but you can sort of see the little honeycomb there and the honeycomb there. I click, and there it is. I can edit this now by making it bigger, smaller, moving it to the right and left. So I'm going to go ahead and scoot it down on the page, like so. And that pretty much gives us what we have. So let's go ahead and say that that's good. And there it is. It's not exactly what we have here, but it's pretty close. Next, I brought in another square. So I come over to Shapes and click, bring another square in, lay it on top. And this I'm going to make white so that I can write my note. I'm going to go ahead, select them both, come up here to align. I want to center it. Now I want to make this white. I'm going to select them both again, come over into this right-hand panel, clear to the bottom, and it says flatten, and I'm going to flatten that. It's done. It's ready to print. Let's go now to the front of our card. This white in the back represents my card base or card blank. that's going to measure 5.5 by 8.5. Then I fold it over, and then it will measure 5.5 by 4.25. I'm going to cut that on my paper slicer. It just saves paper to do it that way. This blue piece, I'm also going to cut on my paper slicer. And it does nothing more than just set this off. It's just a layering piece. Here I have my sentiment on top of a little tag. So what I did is I brought the sentiment in from Cricut Access, The Earth Laughs and Flowers. So I'm just going to go find that for us. Go to Image Info. First I'll pick up the tag since we've got it. I'll click it, Add to Canvas. Now we're going to take this and we're going to unflatten it for a moment so that I can find The Earth Laughs and Flowers for us. And there it is. I'm going to tell you where that's from here when we get back over, but now I'm going to select it and add to canvas. It is from Sweet Dreams, Phrases, and Sentiments. Now you might be thinking, this tag doesn't look like this at all. What I did is I just got rid of one layer. So I'm going to go ahead and click this layer and I'm going to delete. I just pressed delete on my keyboard. I'm going to take this layer, go to contour over here at the bottom. I'm going to get rid of the hole because I don't want it to be a tag. I just want it to be a layering piece. Remember, I told you that we can move things around, right? Make them bigger, smaller, just by dragging, change the shape. And that's all I did. Now I'm going to go ahead and rotate this by 90 or 270. I'm going to bring this in. I choose the size that it's going to fit. I'm going to change my tag color here to white by clicking this beige square. Now hitting the white. I'm going to move it just slightly. Select. You know what? Before I select all, I'm going to go ahead and choose this white piece. I'm going to come up here to the top, click Offset. I'm going to move it a little smaller. Right there maybe. Hit Apply. I want that to be a blue cut. And it is already a basic cut, so we're good. I'm going to drag that out. I'm going to come back and select these two. I'm going to flatten. That's all there is to that. All finished. This piece. This piece is made by bringing in this piece just like we did before. In fact, you could just take this piece and copy it when you do it. It's that simple. Or you could bring it in again and do it a little differently, which is what I did. So let's do that. All right, let's bring in a shape. I'm going to eyeball this, freehand it. It's probably 4 by 5.25 approximately. I'm going to go ahead and again, we'll just run through this again quickly. Change it from a basic cut to a print and cut. Click this gray square, click the color, click the pattern. We're going to filter by yellow. We're going to find that little honeycomb piece. We're going to edit the pattern. Going to pump it up a little bit. We're going to move it down here vertically. We'll do it a little different this time. Get something a little different. We'll move it off to this direction. And maybe move it down a little bit more. Here we go. Let's do that. There it is. Now this daisy. This daisy is Daisy from Cat Sun SVG. And it's in the Cricut Access. And what I did is I hit Images, typed in Daisy, and you'll see several daisies come up. Lots and lots of them. Lots. So you can come through and find your own flower. Or if we don't want to look through all of these daisies, we can go back and just pick up the one I used. So let's do that to save time. So there it is right here. We're going to go ahead, unflatten, choose the daisy, and it is right here. So we're going to select it and add to canvas. All right, we don't need all of this. So let's get rid of this. I'm just going to delete with my keyboard. I don't need this. We're going to get rid of it with the keyboard. And we're going to line this up just like I have it here. Let's think about making it bigger. So let's pop it up here. Let's bring this piece, this yellow piece, back down. I'm going to make this piece just a smidge bigger so that it's right there going into the bottom of the page there. Okay, now what I'm going to do next is I'm going to copy this yellow piece. I'm selecting it over here because it's just easier to grab a hold of. So I've selected it. I'm right-clicking, and I'm going to say duplicate. I'm going to go back and take this other orange one, and I'm just going to turn that back into a basic cut for a moment. Because these are different petals, this is not one image. So when I group all of this, the slice option is not there. I have to make this into one image. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and remove this. This is very simple. I'm just going to bring in a circle from our shapes, stick it right in there. The important thing is you just don't want it any bigger than your piece here. There we go. And it obviously is not, so that's going to be fine. I'm going to go ahead and combine those, weld. Now that is one piece. Now we bring it in, align it, select them both, align at the bottom, align at the left, slice that out. Now I bring in the piece that we want to use, go ahead, select both, align left, align bottom, and while they're both selected, I simply click flatten, and there it is. Let's bring back our card base. Let's bring back our layering piece. Center all of that. Now I can bring these pieces back. I'm going to right click, move them to the front. And there it is, all ready to go. Of course, you can position this wherever you like. If you want to position it just a smidge lower, you certainly can. There we go. You can put twine behind it. You can put sparkle tape like I did over these petals. You can do with it whatever you choose to do. But this gives you a really good idea of how you can set up some different images and shapes on cards, backing with paper, and then just adding a sentiment and you're done. It's a really simple card. Let's head on over to the craft table and put this together. It only takes a minute or two. Very simple. I just colored with gel pens, which made it very easy, and added my sparkle tape, and I was done. So let's head on over there and finish this. Here we are at the craft table. I have all of my pieces here. I have the shimmer trim from Close to My Heart. I'm going to unroll some of that so you can see just how sparkly that is. I love that shimmer trim. Here's my little sentiment piece and the offset. You can see the little gem is sort of sticking on there, and the front cover as well as the inside card insert. I'm going to start this card by adhering the insert into the inside of the card. Take a little ATG, just roll it along, and that'll finish up the inside. Next, I'm going to come in and I'm going to go ahead and add the shimmer trim. I'm just basically taking it straight through the petals at a diagonal there. And then the shimmer trim is a tape actually, and it just self-adheres, so it's very easy to use, very easy. Adds a lot of sparkle. Next, I'm going to go ahead and bring in that sentiment with the layering piece. Use a little Fabric-Tac on that. That way, if it doesn't go on exactly where I want it, I have some wiggle room there and I can sort of scooch it around. I am going to use some double score tape on this blue piece because I'm adhering it onto that shimmer trim. I just want to make sure that it really does grab and hold. So I'll place it right on there, pretty close to the middle. And now I'm going to put the card front on, and I almost put it on without adding my layering piece, but I remembered that I wanted the layering piece. So I did that with my ATG. Next, I'm going to put in my little sparkle, and you know, if I'm adding a gem, we must be near the end of the video, and we are. Thank you so much for your time. Thank you for joining me today. It means a lot. I will leave the information that you need for the Cut It Up Challenge, as well as what I used in this video, in the box below. You leave me any comments or questions. Have a great week. Bye.